All right, what is going on? We're gonna currently go over how my first bodybuilding show went, and we're gonna crank out a chest day today. So, I competed in my first bodybuilding show at 21 years old and 5 years into working out. The show I competed in is a NPC entry-level show. It was a very small show in my hometown. There was 7 to 8 other people in my class. Competed in classic physique, and I was one of the youngest guys out of the entire event. So I'm 21, everyone else was around 29 to like 32. So huge age difference and also a huge training difference. These guys have been working out for about 15 years or so, and I got about 5 under my belt. So how I looked on stage.
Gentlemen, quarter turn to the right. Quarter turn to the right. Quarter turn to the right. And face front. Switch places. 17 and 24, switch places. Front double bicep. Side chest. Back double bicep. Relax, face front. Abdominals and thigh. And your favorite classic pose. Great job, guys. Thank you. Relax, face front. Abdominals and thigh. Your favorite classic pose.
I love this
Honestly, I was very happy with how I looked. Yeah, so how did I actually do? Well, I got 4th. So not ideal, but going into the show, I wasn't expecting to win. Yes, I had the mentality to, but I had to humble myself. I had to give everything I could within my own capabilities and understand the level at which I am competing against. and there's plenty of time for me to get to where these guys I competed against are, and even further. So I went in being humble, but still giving everything I had. And 4th place, yeah, bummer. I mean, that's how it goes. I was happy I got exactly out of it what I wanted, which is I dipped my toes in the water of actually competing in my first show, and now I know that it was actually really fun to do. And I plan on competing now in 2 to 3 years. I want to actually give myself time to grow instead of compete in 6 months from now. I'm just gonna look like the same on stage. Well, what's the point of doing that? Unless if you're just like enjoying the physique you're currently at and just keep competing like that. But I want to get better. I want it huge. That takes time. That is not some 2-month thing and then go prep again for their show. So 2 or 3 years, I'll be about 23, 24. If I get first, maybe I'll take it to the next level. But until then, I'm focused on right now. Rebounded up from stage weight was 190. Now I am 2 months later. I am 203 pounds. So barely up much from show. That's 13 pounds in 8 weeks. So reverse diet's been perfect. And overall very satisfied with the show. So if you guys are ever thinking about competing in your first show, what I think is do it. I think you should. But I also think you should be realistic with yourself of get a baseline first before you hop on stage. I was excited to hop on stage now, but I also really considered it 2 to 3 years into working out, and I said, let me wait for a minute, let me actually get a little bigger and have everything dialed with training and nutrition, a couple years under my belt of that, and then go compete. And it was way much of a better experience, and I actually enjoyed it. Now looking back, if I competed when I was 2 to 3 years into working out, when I initially wanted to start competing, I probably would have hated it, and I probably would have felt so embarrassed on stage of how I looked that I never would have competed again, and I might even stop working out. So if you're considering competing, I think absolutely, but be realistic with yourself also. Set a realistic timeline of when you would compete, not 10 years from now, because you can definitely have a great physique for display before then, but also give yourself some time to really be into the sport. So yeah, that's really everything I got out of my first show. Let's go crank out a chest day today. Let's go get it. Alright, so while I'm on the way to the gym, I'm going to take you guys through what I'm going to be hitting for my chest day today. So starting off, I'm going to do a variation of a pec fly. Then we're going to go into a chest press movement. I do 2 different chest press movements. As long as they're a different angle of pressing, either like incline or decline, flat, whatever. As long as they're 2 different ones, then I'm happy with it. And then I do hit a little bit of shoulders and triceps at the end of my chest workout just to get a pump in those. And I hit the exercises in this order, specifically a pec fly before I do the rest of chest, so that it's fully activated and hit before I go into a pressing movement. So then when I'm like really getting a deep stretch on any pressing movement, my chest is already fried from doing pec fly to start the workout, and it just completely exhausts it. But maybe you have some dominant triceps, and let's say you go straight into bench press, your triceps are going to get worked way more than your chest will at all, just because they overpower the entire movement for you because of how dominant your triceps are. So one way you can help with that is starting with pre-exhausting the muscle you're trying to target. So if you are thinking about doing this workout or doing this program, is it for you? I would say the best program for you is the one you can stick with, whether it's bro split, push-pull legs, which is kind of what I do, if you do Arnold split, whatever. As long as you can stick to it and not flip around 4 different plans, then that's the best. Why is it shaking? Then that's the best plan for you. Because there's no perfect workout. There's no perfect split. There are good ones and there are bad ones, but there is no perfect one. So if anyone, I'm gonna give you a little piece of advice. If anyone tries to sell you the perfect workout plan, they're fucking lying, because there is no perfect workout plan. There are great ones and there are shit ones. There's no perfect workout. So anyways, that's what we got going into chest day today. I am basically at the gym, so let's go fucking crank it out. If you notice, I keep resetting the weight at the bottom, like letting it touch the ground here.
and then doing that next rep is because I've been having a problem unevenly pressing to where one of my shoulders would go like this, and then a completely different part of your chest is getting hit because, I mean, you're not pressing it symmetrically. And I've been doing that for all my pressing moves for chest and for back too. And it helps me reset myself to try and fix this imbalance that I built over like 2 years. Other than that, I normally wouldn't be just dropping the weight to the bottom there and resetting each time. I just keep cranking them out. But if you look at like my stage shots, that's definitely something I gotta focus on after show. If you see like my back double, my right shoulder's like, so there's a lie. Alright, so that was it for chest. Shoulders, like I said, well, shoulders and tries, like I said, I'm just getting a pump for them. So I'm gonna superset shoulder press with the plates for lateral raises, and do them both together. Obviously, it's gonna get way heavier of a pump, and that also doesn't make me take so much time doing full chest, full shoulder, full try all in one day. My workout would be like 2 hours. This helps speed it up. Quick superset with this, get a pump 4 sets, and we'll move on to triceps.
All right, so that was it for chest day, and hold on. that was it for chest day. So I'm gonna leave you guys with this. If you are considering competing, I highly suggest you get a coach 6 months prior to when you would start your prep, and I will tell you why. First, why get a coach is because you need a third person point of view on your physique when going through a prep. Because when you view your own physique, you see it completely different than how other people view your physique. So you need as close as you can get to an objective view, especially when you're a couple weeks out from show, because your mind will basically play tricks on you, thinking you're not lean enough, you're flat, you look like shit. And I can totally attest to that because that's how it felt for me. And having a coach helps by not messing up your prep because of what you think about your physique, because it's your own. And I say find a coach 6 months prior to even your prep, is because your prep will be significantly smoother. Sorry, my tires are brutal. My brakes are brutal. It'd be significantly easier to go through a prep because you properly did an off season before it. Because once you build up your calories super high in an off season and start your prep way the hell up here, it'll be so much smoother. I wasn't hungry in my prep until about 3 weeks out, which for most people that will never happen. But it was because I did a good off season leading straight into the prep 6 months prior with my coach. And in addition, you will actually look better too. You will lose less muscle. Because if you're starting way the hell down here, there's not much room for you to lose all that fat. And eventually you're going to be hardly eating anything and you're going to have more metabolic problems. So get a coach, and get a coach before you even are starting prep. So I think that's all I really got for you guys today. I appreciate you watching. I am going to have plenty more of these videos coming out. Peace.